This is a video about labels. Ever since I was a kid, I would, get down, Bella, get down. She's breathing real loud. There's a storm. Ever since I was a kid, I would cut the labels off of my clothes, I didn't want to be associated with this or that or that, and I don't know why, but it's just what I've always done, and I feel like I've continued to do it into adulthood. And I mean, I've had several different labels, like student, massage therapist, sister, daughter, transgender, and then like gender non-conforming. And I think it's funny that some people will choose to be called gender fluid rather than being called gender non-conforming. And I think the reason I choose gender non-conforming is because I refuse to associate myself with any labels. I am adamant to... I don't like being possessed by anything, and at the same time, part of me feels like that causes me to be vulnerable to a lot of being possessed by everything, whereas I feel like gender fluid people, like they accept a lot of it, and they're easy to grasp and easy to put in whatever box you're comfortable with. You know what I mean? But even as I've gotten older, I feel like it's even gotten worse. I am able to tell when I'm being, put in some sort of box. I feel it. I really wish I had the audacity to, not audacity, I wish I had the flexibility of being able to, allow people to call me whatever they want, but I am so obviously, fit and unfit. I am so obviously unfitting and perfectly fitting that, it's hard. And I really wanna change my name to Casey. I have court next week, and I'm gonna ask this lawyer that I've been seeing, if he can give me kind of a push in the right direction with the right progress. Like, how far do I have to go to be able to be recognized as Casey rather than my former name, which happened to be a very feminine name. Now, here's the kicker. I feel as though some labels, such as gender fluid, because at least being gender fluid is part of a, at least it is a label. Being gender non-conforming, I feel like, is like, blah, blah, get away from me label. But gender fluid accepts every label, accepts everyone, and I feel as though gender non-conforming is a very rejective kind of identity. So, I don't know, I feel like the fact that I want to change my name is very relevant because I find that some sort of possession is important. Let me put it this way. When you are a student, you are, you don't, you don't belong to the school, right? The school kind of belongs to you. You're kind of using this process to further yourself. Now, if you don't know what you want to do with, your schooling, and you're just going to school to go to school, then you belong to the school. Same thing with the military. You can go into the military with intentions on being like, yes, I definitely enjoy that. I accept this quality, and I accept this quality of the military, and I believe that these are definitely beneficial. If you go into the military, just to go into the military, just to get paid, you become a possession of the government. And I feel like that's why I personally want to join the Navy now. And after so long of not wanting to join the Navy, I finally feel as though I have a legitimate reason to join the Navy. You know, I discovered that I am actually a patriot. Do you realize that, like, the privileges that we have being in America, or being in an English-speaking, like, place? I've never been to other parts of the world, but I know that people in America are very privileged. You know, that, like, we, we don't have, like, crises. You know, most of us live in neighborhoods and, like, go to work every day, and, like, we help other people and we want to help other people, but I know that there are parts of the world that don't have what I have. And I feel like joining the military is a fantastic opportunity for that. And I have to make sure that I go into the military choosing exactly what I want to do, and making sure that I do enough research and I plan ahead enough to the point where I'm able to, you know, achieve this. I'm not sure if it's possible. It might even be a painful process for me, but I have to work very hard to tread ever so lightly into the system and work my ass off to be the best soldier that I could ever be. My sister is a little bit different. She joined the military and allowed them to put her wherever she wanted for she's going to be doing this for 6 years. Her health is already suffering because of it. And I mean, she's just doing a lot of traveling right now, just around the US, but it just worries me. It just worries me so much. That's, you know, I believe she'll be fine. My sister is an incredibly strong person, but, you know. So yeah, the fact that I'm taking this route, is evidence that I really do know what I want. I really want to get an opinion from people who are actually in the military and be like, hey, what's it really like in there? You know, like, what are the actual benefits? I want to make sure I can get those. But I also want to serve the country. So, and that's how you be a good soldier, by actually serving your country. And I got into this video thinking that I was going to convince myself that labels are still bad, but now I just feel like they're still, I mean, I was going to convince myself that they're good, but now I'm just like, hey, I don't need labels. I can do whatever I want, but at the same time, it's really hard to, you know, fit in when you don't relate to anything. I feel like I'm having a really hard time assimilating myself into society again, because I'm so aware of, you know, people putting me in places. And that's why I feel like transitioning would really help on one hand. On the other hand, I just have a huge disbelief in transitioning as a whole, you know. I'm a naturalist. I don't think that I don't want to take medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to put my body at risk. You know what? I don't feel like I physically need testosterone. The only thing it would do would be to change me. And I don't know. I just don't know. Oh, my itchy nose. What is this? So anyway, I'm taking as many natural testosterone boosting supplements as I can at the moment. And hopefully that will give me more of an edge. And I'm thinking maybe I just need to get my hair to the point where I can tie it back in like a man bun, and that's what I really want. Because I feel like if I were to be a man, he would definitely be like some sort of dude with long hair that he ties back in a ponytail. And I've always loved that style on guys, and I don't really like having long. I look fantastic with long hair, but it just doesn't fit who I am. You know, like, part of me really wants long hair again. You know, just have long hair because I feel like I'd be very beautiful with long hair. But, I know that it's just hair. Like, if I suddenly had long hair right now, I wouldn't consider myself any more beautiful than I am with short hair. So, nah. I'll just pick some sort of happy medium and, like, just make fucking sure that I don't look like a goddamn mom or a goddamn child or, like, you know, I have to make sure the hair is just long enough to put into a tiny little pony. And I'm not shaving the sides anymore. I'm done with that. I just want a full head of hair again. Did you know that there were studies done about people sleeping in the woods who had really long hair, and they had a higher sensitivity, you know, for people that are approaching. And then the same people had their head shaved, and their sensitivity was lowered. And yeah, so, and there's also that whole thing with hair representing strength, and I don't know. Yeah, there's just a lot of decisions that I'm really glad that I made. And even today, I'm just like really glad for this process finally coming to the point where I'm like, wow, I'm really glad all that happened to me. On one hand, but on the other hand, I'm still not sure where I fit in. You know, like, I kind of feel like I really wish I understood how to have friends without possessing them. I really want to be an equal with someone. I really want to be able to have a real partner. Someone who owned the same everything with me. You know, like, I can look across at them and they would be me. And I would be them. And that's what I really want. And I feel like it was like that with Courtney, but because she didn't want to build a life for herself, I don't know. I feel like I have to both work with the person that I'm in love with, and I am feeling more and more like my mom in this moment, which is embarrassing and reminds me that I probably should never, ever have kids, or never get married, which sucks eternally, but I just don't know how to do that. How do I be possessed? It's uncomfortable. Anyway, this has been a really good video. Thanks for watching, and I'm not even going to edit it. I'm just going to upload it and see what people say. Alright, and We'll see you later, and high five to you. Bye.